Hey guys, Baruda here with another tanking guide for the Emerald Nightmare on Heroic difficulty. This time we're going to look at the Dragons of Nightmare, and I'll be going a little more in-depth as this boss was much more difficult for me and my guild, as you will see. This fight is very mechanic oriented and takes a lot of patience to complete. As a tank, there isn't too much you need to worry about, except that there are 4 dragons and each has a couple abilities, including a stacking debuff that deals dot damage, and a Dragon's Breath. The dot damage isn't the problem with the debuff. The problem is that at 10 stacks, everyone affected by the debuff will get stunned for 30 seconds, which will cause a wipe. So each tank needs to take the dragon to the opposite side of the room. Blizzard saves you some time by already separating the dragons, so we just tanked them right there. But because of the debuff, the tanks need to swap dragons at about 6 to 7 stacks, which means DPS stays put while dragons are returning to the correct location. Each dragon has a breath, so just make sure to face it away from the raid, and make sure tanks don't switch unless the breath was cast recently. Okay, so the first dragon we're going to look at is the main dragon, Yasandre. She is always in the fight, and at 70% and 30%, a different dragon will switch with the current dragon that is in there that is not Yasandre. On Heroic and Normal, you only have to fight 3 different dragons, but on Mythic, you will need to fight all 4. All of the dragons do share a health pool. Yasandre has a few abilities. The first is Nightmare Blast, which fires a projectile at a random player's location, which means it's dodgeable, and the projectile lands. Anyone within 5 yards will take a good amount of damage and get knocked back, so healers need to watch out for interrupts. When it does land, a Nightmare Bloom will spawn at the location. And Nightmare Blooms summon Dread Horrors every 3 seconds until they expire after 20 seconds. Dread Horrors don't do a lot of damage, but if you get a lot of them up, it can easily overwhelm your raid. So to stop them from spawning, you need a player to soak the bloom. This player will take ticking damage, so healers will need to keep on top of that. About every 34 seconds, Yasandre will summon Defiled Druid Spirits near 2 random players. When the spirits spawn, it roots all players within 10 yards for 8 seconds, and then the druid will immediately cast Defiled Eruption, which cannot be erupted and is a 6-second cast. So the rooted players need to either be dispelled or use a displacement ability such as Blink. The damage isn't insane, about 2 million, so healers should save dispels for other healers and tanks, as with an ability we're about to talk about. The next dragon we have is Terrier, and while he is active, he will spawn 2 clouds that put people to sleep for 6 seconds, and puts a hefty dot on them as well. The fog will float slowly around the area, so range need to be careful here, and healers can dispel the sleep from the fog, but since the damage isn't huge, I would have them save the dispels strictly for healers or tanks that are put to sleep. About every 50 seconds, Terrier will summon 2 versions of himself. The tank that has aggro will need to pick these up as soon as possible. And every 18 seconds, these shades will cast Corrupted Breath, just as the boss will. It's identical to the ability, so the tank who has it will take a lot of damage, so I would definitely use a mitigation here. While these shades are active, your DPS will want to focus them down as soon as possible. And if the tanks need to swap during the shade phase, then there's no reason to swap the shades as well. Like the other tank will just grab the dragon, you'll grab the other dragon. Hold on to the shades, it's all fine. The next dragon we have to worry about here is Lethon, who has an ability that is active the entire time that he is. Gloom targets random players' locations who are affected by Lethon's debuff. As it targets locations, these players can easily move out of the radius, and should. About every 50 seconds Lethon is active, he uses an ability called Siphon Spirit, and players who are affected with Yasandre's debuff on the other side of the room will be targeted and take moderate damage, and spawn a Spirit Shade, which will then begin to walk towards Lethon. These shades can be stunned and they can be slowed, which should both be done, because if the shade reaches Lethon, it will heal himself and Yasandre for a large amount, because they share a health pool. Now the last dragon we need to worry about is Emrys. Every 30 seconds, Emrys will cast Essence of Corruption, which summons 2 Grame Slime creatures. tanks need to pick these up as well as soon as possible. These slimes will cast Corruption about every 15 seconds, which is interruptible, and the mobs are immune to stuns, so you need to interrupt them. Corruption does a pretty big amount raid-wide, which is what you want to avoid. You need to burst these mobs down as soon as possible. Emrys also has an ability he casts about every 45 seconds called Volatile Infection on 2 random non-tank players. This ability lasts for about 90 seconds, and the players erupt every 3 seconds, dealing medium damage to themselves and players nearby. They should move out of the raid to avoid unneeded raid damage, and they should also avoid soaking the Nightmare Blooms, because the damage from both will be fatal, unless they have healers blowing healing cooldowns on them, which shouldn't be happening, because you have tanks taking a lot of damage. So guys, just as a quick recap, as a tank you always want to stay on your assigned side of the room, unless swapping the dragons. You always want to face the dragons away from the raid to avoid blasting them with breath, and when taking to rear, in the shades you will want to use a mitigation CD to avoid taking fatal damage. You can smoke Nightmare Blooms as a tank as the damage isn't high, but having a melee do it is a little better. Other than that guys, it's up to your raid's ability, and I wish you the best of luck with the Dragons of Nightmare on Heroic. If you finish the video you will see we as a guild had a rough time, but we're lucky enough to finish it. Thanks again for watching, and as always, like, comment, and subscribe.
4,
Constantine flower.
2, 1.
Where is it?
You're on it.
Thank you.
Jay's red.
Jab a flower. Jab a flower.
I got this, Dirty Shot, got flower on
Doing rooted red.
Constantine
red.
flower melee. Good.
Doing red, rooted.
Call out your name.
I did. Like,
Switching.
clear comes. But I'm
I heard it
mumbling.
all 3 times. Keep
Shut
going,
up.
guys.
Shut up.
Focus.
Shut up.
Clear comes.
I'm getting it.
Mike, I'm on a
Back
flower,
up.
so I can't hear you, Nix. Nix.
Clear comms. Take a dragon in position. Keep avoiding mushrooms. Java, get out of the mushroom.
4,
Heal me.
3, 2,
Dream on flat.
1.
Heal bubbles.
Doing rooted red.
Shades up on blue.
Totally rude.
Shit.
Sleep. Next sleep. Next sleep. Next sleep.
Flower red.
Flower red.
Can't
Watch
get
out
on
for
it, I'm
green
too
cloud.
low. I can't get on it, I'm too low.
Run someone on flower.
And beta
Is that a
slide.
green?
Switching now.
Flower red.
Doing rooted red.
Totally rooted. Totally rooted.
Doing
I'm
rooted red.
fucked. I'm fucked.
Doing rooted red. Focus.
4, 3,
Don't ignore mechanic.
2, 1.
Constantine flower.
I
Constantine
got it.
flower.
I got
Jab
it.
is
Flower red.
Mushrooms.
guys focus dread horse.
Second flower back here.
I got it. Dirty Shot got it.
Stay out of
There's a
the
lot of
stay
action.
out of the-
Jabba's asleep and Twintani has root.
Switching. Okay. Watch out for the green stuff, guys.
3,
Watch out for the mushroom.
1.
For the
Constantine
Mara.
flower. Lilith and rooted. Shades up.
So out of man.
I know.
I got reincarnate.
Man mode. Pop potions if you got
Go,
them.
guys, go.
Everything. 5 mil.
Put those sides up.
1 mil.
Let's go.
Good job.
Oh, yeah.
Good shit.
I got got gold. Wow.
Double gold.
Nice.
Oh, beautiful.
Damn. Oh, the healing
That
spells.
trinket, I wish.
Damn, dude. Fucking Brett.
I hate you.
So
Greg, you
close.
better pull
Hey,
that way
you.
now.
Thanks, guys.
Congrats on the
Man, good job, guys, on your loot.
Please game.
I had to roll for that one. I wanted that trinket.
Also, you can't roll twice on the same boss.
Not if you get loot, apparently.
Okay, I've got to go pick up the wife, so I'll be back after. Should be back
Alright.
before next pull.
Yeah, we can clear trash.
Hey, Dylan, what was your meters at? Did I beat you finally?
It shows me as Sophia the first.
I
Yeah, she
died.
did 15%.
Died. Fuck off.
I also popped a potion.
Bitch. Cheater face.